everyone, and welcome to a little City Skylines tutorial and kind of asset showcase. Despite that this here, for example, is a bit of an unusual and futuristic layout for a city, I always try to add details that are realistic as possible to my designs. For this tutorial, I'd like to share my ideas about how to decorate your road network with the in-game assets to add more details, variety and realism, especially in not so dense areas. If you like to use these assets I'm going to show you in a few moments in your city as well, you can find a download link in the video description below. As real-life examples, I will show some images of a real-life city, my hometown Kiel, Germany. As we all know, we already have on-road parking in-game, but in real-world cities there are often situations with parking lot next to roads like in this example. That's the reason why I created some parking lots that can be placed along a road or an avenue. They include additional decorations like trees or flower pots, for example. These lots based on a 3x1 or on a 4x1 grid. Of course, you can find them in the decorations menu after you downloaded them from the Steam workshop. Another interesting way to use these parking lots is to put them between two one-way roads to create an avenue with parking lots in the middle, which is also a very common form of an avenue. I added a slight entertainment bonus to these lots because I think despite that these are parking lots, they definitely increase the attractiveness of an area. I also created some small parks that can be placed along roads as well to create a row of trees and bushes. Of course you can plop single trees instead, but these little parks will slightly increase the happiness of your population. They base on the same grid like the parking lots, so both fit very well together. Oftentimes I added additional pedestrian passes behind these parks along avenues to create an attractive road situation like this. It's like in real life, there's often a lot of space between pedestrian passes and a road with a lot of traffic. So this situation is a bit like using the 6-lane roads, but with a lot of more space and decorations instead. To make this fit perfectly to a pedestrian pass, I added a bench and a street light at the backside of the park. But I also created versions without benches if you don't want to use pedestrian passes, but you still like to use these parks in your cities. Personally, I like to use the pedestrian pass tool in City Skylines a lot. On one hand, they are not just a decoration. People will really use them to get to their destination, so they are a little help with traffic, and on the other hand they are a great way to add more details to your city. A good example are pedestrian overpasses. They are very common in real-life cities, especially at very large roads and avenues. In City Skylines you can use them to add more realism and to create interesting situations. You can also use them, of course, to design huge and nice parks. In real-life cities, roads often do not just intersect with each other. Often lanes split before they intersect with another road. I like to use this in City Skylines, especially when roads intersect with a very steep angle. For example, in a situation like this. This is pretty easy to build. Just draw one-way roads, or in this example, freeway lanes from this avenue to the other avenue this way. Just make sure to build in the right direction. I took the freeway tool because we have a 6-lane avenue that splits into two 3-lane roads, so that's the reason for the freeway tool. For the 4-lane avenue, just use the 2-lane one-way roads. Now you can add decorations to this. I like to build a pedestrian path along the freeway because it melts together with the freeway and creates a nice and smooth intersection. Now you can add additional trees and parks to it and you get a nice intersection like this. It's not perfectly realistic, but it's a nice alternative to connect two roads with each other. So, I hope this was a little help and you like some of my ideas. Remember, I added a link to the Steam Workshop in the video description below, where you can download all the assets I created and I used. Please leave a like, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching and goodbye.